I've done a few videos on this person. This is Mark Robinson, and he's running for governor in North Carolina. He's a Republican, and probably one of the worst raccoons I have seen in many years. And we've seen some pretty bad ones, like Daniel Cameron. you know I thought Daniel Cameron was bad when he was running for governor. I think this dude can even top Daniel Cameron. It's that bad. So some of the people potentially that was going to vote for him are now saying, not so fast. Not so fast. Anti-Trump Republicans in North Carolina feels alienated by Mark Robinson. So, ex Republican Phoebe Robinson, 75, said she can't stand former President Donald Trump and voted against him in North Carolina GOP primary earlier this month. She also cast a ballot against Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson. So, she didn't like him because he backs Donald Trump. I feel like the far right has just stolen my Republican Party, and I can't identify with it anymore. Robinson, now an independent and resident of the state capitol for 40 years. Robinson has ignited intense backlash for his history of comments ranging for support of anti Semitic conspiracy theories to lambasting school shooting victims. Robinson previously made remarks calling um, LGBTQ filth and claiming that so many freedoms were lost during the civil rights movement. This man even bashed MLK. That's why it seemed weird that Donald Trump came out and said he's MLK Jr. on steroids. This man stands against everything Dr. Martin Luther King fought for. He's against reparations. He doesn't care how the Black community is treated. He's all for policing, the brutal policing that the Black community gets. This man stands for everything that Dr. Martin Luther King stood against. Okay? Everything. And as I said before, if Dr. Martin Luther King was still alive, these two would be at odds with each other. They would definitely not be on the same page. Mark Robinson has said so many disparaging things about the Black community. You can best believe his voter base, they're white. There's no way is going to be many voting for this pork chop eating man. For real. So, North Carolina stands to play a pivotal role in the 2024 election for the presidency. Trump carried the state in the last two presidential elections by a slim margin, and voters and political analysts spoke to Robinson's inflammatory persona and could stand to isolate even more voters like Robinson voting red. So there are many Republicans down there that are not for Mark Robinson at all. You know, he may have gotten a nominee for governor, but I really will be surprised if this man wins. I don't think he will, but that's my opinion. I believe a lot of those Republicans down there, they're not quite ready for a black governor, even if it's one that's talking and saying things they like to hear, like Mark Robinson is willing to do and turn on his own people. So remember, y'all, this man is also a pastor. He's also a pastor down there. So now they're saying that, other people are coming forward and said, they got mixed feelings about Mark Robinson, and some people are switching parties because they don't want to vote for Mark Robinson. Bradford, like Robinson, voted in the state primary for former South Carolina Nikki Haley, who has suspended her campaign. He says he sees only an escalation of violence since Trump took office and politicians like Robinson rose to prominence. That corner was turned, and it's like a Pandora's box now. Too many Robinson remarks and demeanors is reminiscent of the former president, according to research by Progress North Carolina Action, a liberal leaning advocacy organization working with other progressive coalitions in the state. Spoiled, angry, and know it all children are trying to tell law abiding adults that we must give up our constitutional right to own certain weapons. Robinson wrote in 2018 on a Facebook post about student survivors. And y'all remember the Parkland shooting down there in Florida. Many of you remember. For voters who are anti Trump, they listen to things that Robinson says, and the connection was immediate to them. They're like, oh, this is another Trump. So they're calling Robinson's ideology, that of Donald Trump. And remember, Donald Trump loves this guy, you know? So even if he loses, in North Carolina, there's a great chance that Trump will add this raccoon to a cabinet position. Don't even be shocked because Donald Trump really likes this raccoon a lot. Don't be shocked because I definitely see it coming. And this is probably no better of a pick than Ben Carson was. So Robinson first gained attention with his fervent defense of gun rights in Greensboro City Council meeting back in 2018. He was elected North Carolina first Black lieutenant governor in 2020. So, mm-mm-mm. I'm, I don't know what to say. North Carolina, I guess you got the final answer on whether you want this raccoon as your governor. So anyway, he was lieutenant governor, and he claims that people take his comments and everything out of context. Trust me. When he speaks against reparations, we're not taking anything out of context. He said black people owe white people reparations. That's what this raccoon said. The black community owes our former slave owners reparations. So that's why I said in my last video on him, then you start with yourself and you start paying reparations to them. This man came from descendants of slaves. So if he wants white people to have reparations from black people, then start with yourself. Start digging in your pocket and giving white folks your money. Tell them that's their reparations from you. I bet you he won't do that, talking all that crap. There is no low to which the Democrats will stoop to smear Mark Robinson. So, this is what one of the Republicans down there is saying. But Bradford said that Robinson is stoking hate in a state grappling with the Confederate history and pockets of deep seated bigotry. So when you have these ideologies like Mark Robinson, like Trump, they're saying we're going to go down to the Capitol and fight like hell. And you're calling people filth, Bradford said. Some people are going to get an idea that you can now commit an act against another person. It is sanctioned by Mark Robinson. So, right now, there's a ways until the North Carolina election for governor is coming around. So, some people are expecting a lot of people that originally endorsed Mark Robinson will be dropping off and not voting for him at all by the time election come. He was the same one recently that said, women should not be allowed to vote. That's what he said recently. I mean, he got a lot of foot in the mouth moments, for real. But one thing, the Republicans really do need North Carolina. That's one of those states they can't afford to lose. Trump won the state in 2016 and 2020. But because of Robinson, they're saying they're not so sure what's going to happen this time around. Robinson is narcissist, bombastic. The Riley moderate said of this particular candidate, mm-mm-mm. I voted for him the first time, but he proved his way along 2016 and 2020. Nope. I changed my party affiliation. So this person voted Republican. This is somebody down in North Carolina. They voted Republican and said this time around, it won't happen. They said it won't happen this time around. They're switching party affiliates. They refused to vote for Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson. So, I don't know, y'all. We'll see if Mark wins. I don't know, y'all. I just got this feeling that he's not going to win. I think the Democrat, who is a white man, by the way, that's running for governor down there, I think he's going to take it. I really do. But you can tell me what you think about this video. Is Mark Robinson, who says black people, white people reparations, you think he's going to win in North Carolina? Because right now he's turning off a lot of people. You know what? Even the biggest racists have a problem with a raccoon. They really do. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.